Welcome to HistoFind. Your journey into the past starts here. We are going to uncover the hidden stories and fascinating facts of history together. So let's start. All right, welcome back. Today we're embarking on an extraordinary journey through American history, focusing on the fascinating individuals who have led our nation, the U.S. presidents. From the founding fathers to the modern era, we'll explore their triumphs, challenges, and the indelible marks they've left on our country. Buckle up. It's going to be a wild ride through the corridors of power. The birth of a nation. Our story begins with the birth of a nation and its first leader, George Washington. A Revolutionary War hero, Washington set crucial precedents as the first president, including the peaceful transfer of power when he stepped down after 2 terms. John Adams, often overshadowed but critically important, navigated complex relations with France and became the first president to live in the White House. His son, John Quincy Adams, would later become president too. Talk about a family business. Thomas Jefferson, the wordsmith behind the Declaration of Independence, doubled America's size through the Louisiana Purchase. But like many early presidents, he grappled with the contradiction of championing liberty while owning slaves. James Madison, though our shortest president at just 5'4", stood tall as the father of the Constitution and a key architect of the Bill of Rights. He led the nation through the War of 1812, proving that good things really do come in small packages. The Age of Expansion. As America grew, so did its challenges. Andrew Jackson, a tough-as-nails soldier and founder of the Democratic Party, expanded voting rights for white men, but infamously initiated the tragic Trail of Tears, forcibly relocating Native American tribes. James K. Polk embodied the spirit of manifest destiny, overseeing massive territorial gains through the Mexican-American War and negotiations with Britain. But this expansion came at a cost, heightening tensions between free and slave states. Speaking of tensions, let's not forget the presidents who tried and ultimately failed to prevent the slide towards civil war. Millard Fillmore, Franklin Pierce, and James Buchanan all attempted compromises. But the divide was too deep. It's like trying to fix a crumbling dam with duct tape. Civil War and Reconstruction. Enter Abraham Lincoln, our first Republican president and perhaps the most mythologized figure in American history. He led the nation through its darkest hour, preserved the Union, and freed the slaves. Tragically, he paid the ultimate price, becoming the first president to be assassinated. The aftermath saw Andrew Johnson impeached for obstructing congressional Reconstruction efforts. Then came Ulysses S. Grant, the Civil War hero who used federal power to protect African Americans' rights in the South. However, Rutherford B. Hayes' compromise to win the presidency led to the withdrawal of federal troops, allowing white supremacists to regain power in the South. Talk about 1 step forward, 2 steps back. The rise of American power. As America entered the 20th century, it began flexing its muscles on the world stage. William McKinley oversaw victory in the Spanish-American War, marking America's emergence as a global power. Theodore Roosevelt, with his larger-than-life personality, championed progressive reforms at home with his square deal and practiced big-stick diplomacy abroad. He even won a Nobel Peace Prize for mediating an end to the Russo-Japanese War. Not bad for a guy who was once told he'd never have a political career due to his poor health. Woodrow Wilson led the nation through World War I and proposed the League of Nations, though the U.S. Senate rejected it. His presidency saw significant progressive reforms, but also a resurgence of racial segregation in the federal government. The Great Depression and World War II. The prosperity of the Roaring '20s under Harding and Coolidge came crashing down with the Great Depression under Herbert Hoover. Enter Franklin D. Roosevelt, the only president elected to 4 terms. His New Deal programs and leadership during World War II transformed America's economy and global role. FDR's successor, Harry Truman, made the momentous decision to use atomic weapons against Japan, ending World War II. He then initiated the Cold War policy of Soviet containment with the Truman Doctrine and Marshall Plan. Talk about inheriting a full plate. Cold War to civil rights. Dwight Eisenhower, the World War II hero, oversaw domestic prosperity and navigated Cold War tensions. John F. Kennedy inspired a nation with his New Frontier, but was tragically assassinated. Lyndon B. Johnson's Great Society programs dramatically expanded civil rights and social welfare. But the escalation of the Vietnam War overshadowed these domestic achievements. Richard Nixon's presidency saw diplomatic breakthroughs with China and the Soviet Union, but ended in disgrace with the Watergate scandal. Modern era. Recent decades have seen presidents facing new challenges. Jimmy Carter dealt with energy crises and Middle East conflicts. Ronald Reagan's Reaganomics reshaped the economy, and his diplomacy helped end the Cold War. Bill Clinton oversaw economic prosperity but faced personal scandals. George W. Bush led the nation after 9/11 and into controversial wars in Afghanistan and Iraq. Barack Obama, the first African-American president, passed healthcare reform and navigated the Great Recession. Donald Trump's unconventional presidency focused on America First policies and ended with 2 impeachments. Present and future today, Joe Biden leads a nation grappling with pandemic recovery, economic challenges, and deep political divisions. As we look to the future, polls suggest a potentially close race between Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump in the upcoming election. Key issues like the economy, immigration, and America's global role will likely shape the contest. The outcome may hinge on swing states like Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. Conclusion. From Washington to Biden, each president has left their mark on American history. As we face new challenges and opportunities, the legacy of past leaders continues to shape our nation. The future of the American presidency remains unwritten, waiting for the next chapter to unfold. Thank you for joining us on this epic journey through presidential history. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below.